guys, today I have for you this look which has some new cheek products in it. I don't know if you can really tell because there are colors that I use a lot, but do you see this highlighter? Do you see how beautiful this highlighter is? Seriously, you have to watch and find out what cheek products I'm using because I am obsessed with them. I can't handle it. And a little bit of a blue smudgy liner and also some new lip products. So a lot of exciting stuff going on, I guess. So if you want to see what I used on my face and how I used it, then just keep watching. I'm going to kind of speed through my foundation, I think, for you because it's exactly the same as it always is. So I'm starting with Benefit Porefessional. Then I'm going on with a full pump of the Covergirl Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 in 805 and about maybe a quarter, half a pump of 810. Mixing those together and I'm putting them on my face with a beauty blender. As always, I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Running just a little bit of that on my lower lash line as well today. And to do my brows, I'm using the Sephora Collection Retractable Brow Pencil in 05 Neutral Gray Brown. Once again, this is not really groundbreaking territory for me. And then I'm going to set them with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper in the light medium shade. Now, onto eyes, and this is my favorite part, and this is really why we're here today. So, between the Royals winning the freaking World Series, holy crap, and KU basketball coming back tomorrow night, I'm feeling quite spirited right now. And thankfully both of those teams have the same color, which is blue. So, I'm going to use these Makeup Forever shadows, which I use all the time, I know, but this blue is just the perfect shade for adding a little bit of spirit into a look like this. So I'm going to start with this matte all over skin tone shadow, just like I always do. Mostly I'm keeping that above the crease, just so it's easier to blend other things into it. Then I'm going to take this kind of light mid-toned brown shade on a blending brush and just take that into the crease, concentrating on the outside third. Now I'm going to go in with this gold shade, which is what I used in my most recent tutorial, but this time I'm going to take it on a flat eyeshadow brush, which, because it's much denser, has a better color payoff, so it's going to give a richer color more quickly. I'm going to keep that gold shadow mostly on the outer, I guess maybe 2/3, just keeping it out of really that center portion. Well, middle of my face portion, inner corner portion. Now I'm going to take this shimmery kind of beige color and I'm going to take it on the other side of that same brush and put that in the inner eye portion where I left the gold out. Now for this next part, the kind of brush that you want is one of these small, flat, smudgy brushes. I have a couple different options here, but I only have one that's clean. This one is the only one that I have clean. I would probably rather use one of these just because they're a little bit wider, so it's a little easier to smudge things with it, but clean wins. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue on the very edge, so kind of coming at it perpendicular, and loading up that part of the brush, not the side of the brush. And then basically I'm just going to use this as eyeliner. So I'm going to start at the outer corner here and using small little strokes, just put it really softly on my lash line. And then I'm not going to take it all the way across my eye. So I'm going to go to about here. So starting about here, I'm going to start kind of feathering it out until about here it doesn't exist anymore. So keeping it pretty strong on the outer part of the eye. And kind of once I hit the iris, lightening up my strokes so that kind of fades into nothing. Basically I'm just going to repeat that on the bottom lash, which I know I never do my bottom lash, but I feel like with a really soft look like this, it can kind of help keep the eye open. Once I hit the iris, just softening up my strokes. So you can see it adds a lot of depth and dimension to this eye without it being a really strong harsh liner, which I know is the thing right now, to do a big, strong, bold liner. But I really like how this looks, and I like that it is colored without being too colored. So it's something that you can really wear to really any occasion. Let's just do that together right now. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and set my skin, and I'm going to use the Sephora Collection Tapered Powder Brush, Precision Powder Brush, sorry, the number 59, with the CoverFX Illuminating Powder, which I already have a little bit of here in the lid. I'm just going to mostly concentrate that, as always, in the center of my face, and then brush just a little bit outward. Here in my eye, here in my eye. Ah. For the rest of my face powders, I actually have a new product that just came out this week. It launched on the 2nd of November. And these are the Sunkissed Blush Bronze Duos from Styli-Style. They launched on the 2nd and they are $6.99 each, I believe. And they're actually really beautiful. This one is a really beautiful contour shade, actually. It's pretty nice. This is a Sephora Collection Tranquil blush that I've been using a lot lately, so you can see it's not quite that gray tone, but for a lot of people this is way too gray. I like how this looks a lot. It's a really good place right in between a true bronzer and a contour. And then the highlight is beautiful. Can you see that? It's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I love it. I think this is gorgeous. I really think I'm going to wear this all the time. Oh, the name of this one is You Glow Girl. And then I have 3 different colors here. This is Beach Babe. It has a really hot pink blush. And then this is the shade of its bronzer. This one is called Hula Girl, so it's a much more dusty, muted rose shade. And then its bronzer is a little warmer. And finally, I have one called Bahama Mama, and this has a really beautiful pinky peach shade for the blush. It actually reminds me a lot of Luminoso, but not nearly as shimmery, which I love. I love that it's that shade, but a lot of the time the shimmer is what bothers me about it. And then that bronzer looks like that. So just a little bit lighter. If you're not a big bronzer fan, then just about any of them will do the same thing. But if you're a huge bronzer fan, they do definitely have a little bit of a difference going on. So I'm going to start with the contour in You Glow Girl. I'm going to take it on this Sephora contour brush, tap off the excess, and then I'm starting my contour a little bit more kind of in the center where my natural contour shows up, and then just blending out from there. Can you tell? Oh, it is the prettiest contour shade. I love it. So it's not so gray to make you look dirty. Some people feel that a really gray toned contour makes them look like they just have dirt on their face. But it's not so orange that if you're pale, it's going to make you look like you are an Oompa Loompa. So I think it's a really great kind of middle ground. Next, I'm going to use the Bahama Mama blush on this round blush brush from Sephora. And these pans are definitely large enough to get just the right amount on here. It's not like you have to fight to get it in just the one color or the other. You can see the color payoff is actually really good, but it's not totally overpowering. And then I'm going to go back to You Glow Girl, and I'm going to take the highlight on this Duo Fiber Contour Brush from Real Techniques and put that sucker on my cheekbones. Can you see this on camera? I hope it's showing up because it is freaking beautiful. Just a little bit down my nose. I'm okay for it. These are Styli-Style. I just launched. They are less than $7. They look amazing. What? How is no one ever talking about these? Why are these so amazing and no one has ever talked about them? I don't understand. They're so good. I love them. Now that my skin is finished, I'm going to go back in and curl my lashes. Then I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Full and Soft Mascara and just coat them with that. Make them look like eyelashes. And I don't normally do my bottom lashes, but I am going to do my bottom lashes today since I put quite a heavy liner down there as well. All that's left is lips, and I picked up a couple new lips this week too. These are the L'Oreal Lacque and La Matte, which have been out for a while, but I hadn't picked them up. I don't know, I'm resistant to new things, I guess. But I was in a drugstore the other day and I just couldn't resist them because this is exactly the color that I always buy. So what's fascinating to me is that this La Matte, this is in the shade She's So Matte, is literally exactly the same shade as my lips if I haven't done anything to them. There's obviously a little bit of foundation on them at this point, but if I just wake up and in the middle of the day at some point put this on, I can't tell that it's on because it's exactly the same shade. So that's kind of cool. Then the lilac shade that I bought is Lacque-y Charm. You can see it's pretty close. It's just a little bit cooler toned, and of course it has a little bit of a sheen to it. So I'm actually going to wear both of these today, I think. I'm going to start by just putting La Matte all over. So that's shade 102. She is so matte. And then I'm going to take the lacquer shade, which I said was Lacque-y Charm, and just put that in the center. So this one is just a little bit tacky. I wouldn't call it sticky, but tacky is probably a pretty good word for it. It's just tacky enough that it makes me feel it's going to stick around instead of being really creamy where it feels like it's just going to slide right off your face. This does wear pretty well. I ate mac and cheese the other night and it was more or less gone by the end of it. So maybe it's not a great shade if you're going for like a bright red or orange or something, but in a neutral shade like this, when it wears off, you can't really tell the difference, and I really like how it feels actually, and generally speaking how it wears. So the two of these I think are going to just live in my purse pretty permanently for the foreseeable future. So there you have it, guys. That is my a little bit of fan spirit celebratory look for the Royals freaking winning the World Series for the first time in 30 freaking years. I can't. Also because KU basketball is coming back, and that's the best time of year. It's just KU basketball season's the best. Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. I think it's a really nice, easy to wear look. I'm actually going to work in about an hour, so I'm going to wear this to teach, but I don't think anyone's going to be weird about it. And I feel like it's just a little bit more interesting than the usual no eyeliner or bar eyeliner that I usually wear. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I will speak to you again very soon. Bye, guys.